take you a moment to describe this class to you in a bit more detail. The 2013 senior class has about 335 graduates. He said 328, I'm going with mine. It's about 85% of those currently on the rolls. There are 20 anticipated International Baccalaureate Diploma candidates, 5 more than last year, and 47 Scholars Diploma recipients, 13 more than last year. There are foreign exchange students from Germany and the Netherlands, and there are about 20 different languages spoken by students in this class. There are 162, 30 more than last year, seniors that are reporting to attend the community college next year, and 95, 16 more than last year, at a four-year university. 16 students will soon enter military service, 12 last year. You're an outstanding group. Now let's take a look at some different numbers. The average lifespan in the U.S. is about 78.5 years, or 28,649 days. If you turned 18 today, you've lived 6,570 of those days, or about 11% of your total life. Of those thousands of days in your life so far, 724 were spent in high school. The reality is, high school only constitutes 2.5% of your life. As Mr. Cook said, if those were the best years, you got a long 60 or so coming up. Those 724 days mean everything to your future, though. You're here this evening because you've made them count in one way or another. Now that those days are passing, you'll each leave here this evening facing 2 new challenges. How will you continue to model the values of GHS, respect, excellence, accountability, and leadership? And how are you going to build on your accomplishments and your future endeavors? Those are 2 key things. It's not very well known, but in the United States, earning a high school diploma has not always been an expectation. In fact, 113 years ago, in 1900, only 7% of the population even went to high school. If 7% of you right now, if there were 7% of this class on the floor right now, it'd only be 28 students. In 1940, only 25% of our population went to high school. Yet, that group has been called the greatest generation. We'll get back to that in a little while. In 1950, only half the population between 25 and 29 held a high school diploma or equivalent education. It wasn't until the 1980s that a high school diploma became imperative to your future. Today, 86% of the population between the ages of 24 and 28 have a high school education. Be proud of the fact that when you leave here this evening, you will become part of one of the most educated generations in U.S. history. And although I cannot see the future, I can predict that as a whole, your generation is destined for greatness. Be prepared though. There is a long-standing tradition amongst older generations to focus on the shortcomings of the generations that follow them. For whatever reason, they like to make you believe that you will never be as good as us because it will never have been as hard for you as it was for them. Well, let me tell you something. They did not face the challenges you guys are facing. The class sizes, the graduation requirements, which are substantially more than they ever have been. You owe yourselves another round of applause for that. During the 20th century, each new group of young adults has been assigned names by the generations before them, like yuppies, greasers, Generation X, the me generation, and baby boomers, just to name a few. In fact, this tradition of complaining goes all the way back to Socrates, who also complained about the youth of his day. But traditions are traditions, and you all have also been assigned a title. Millennials. Strictly defined, millennials are the people born between 1980 and 2000. There are about 80 million of you, and on average you send about 88 text messages a day. Let me tell you when those happen. In class, your head's down like this. We know what you were doing, and it looked weird. Something I'll never understand, though. Text messages aside, the name millennials to me kind of has a nice ring to it. Recently I read an article that was shoved in my mailbox at school by some staff member out there who keeps doing that. The article was entitled, "The New Greatest Generation, Why Just for context, the greatest generation referred to in the title is the generation that survived the Great Depression, won World War II, and then went on to build the United States into the most powerful country the world's ever seen. We are envied throughout the world because of their dedication, hard work, and extreme self-sacrifice. That comparison is high praise for a group of young people that really has yet to hit their stride. The article goes on to say this, that and by the way, I agree, that for the first time in history, because of the internet and social media, millennials around the world are more similar to one another than they are different, making you truly a worldwide force to be reckoned with. Millennials are more accepting of differences than any previous generation, making you the first group of young people that does not view the world as us versus them. Rather, you see it as we're all in it together. This togetherness brings huge potential for positive change. Quinn, you alluded to that, and I agree. You are viewed as earnest and optimistic. You almost always see the bright side of every issue. You are planners. You think about problems and then think some more before you move forward. When you are finished thinking, you say things like, I want to do this, and when I'm done, I want to do that. My generation didn't do that, guys. You are much more innovative and willing to try new ideas. This willingness and innovation, by the way, are concepts that made this country great. You don't respect authority, but here's where you're different from past generations. You don't resent it either, which I find just weird. You're the first group of teens this century that is not trying to rebel. Well, this century hasn't been that long. You say the 20th century. That is not trying to rebel. In general, you're just doing the right things your way. Your great mantra has been to challenge convention by finding new and better ways to do things. The evidence is clear because many of the new and innovative technologies have been invented by millennials. Lastly, new experiences are more important to you than material goods. And that is a huge shift from the materialistic focus the generations who grew up in the last century. Rest assured, though, I have a long list of your faults. But tonight is not when we're going to go into those. Personally, I believe Mr. Stein got it right. For all the reasons I just listed, you have the potential to be the world's next greatest generation. Here's the kicker. Like it or not, you almost have to be. When you leave here tonight, you'll be faced with an adult world filled with environmental, social, and economic challenges unlike we've seen in 80 years. They're not of your making, but you're the ones that are going to have to fix it. And I'm no longer upset. In the end, I've watched you grow and mature these last several years, and I know that you have the tools, the technology, and the attitude and drive to make the changes the world needs. If I were you, I would be proud to embrace the title of millennials and use it to help drive the changes that are needed. Not only am I depending on you to do so, I have every confidence that you will. As you leave tonight and begin your entry into the adult world, there are a mountain of challenges and opportunities awaiting you. As you start your ascent, keep this quote from David McCullough, a teacher in Colorado, in mind. Climb the mountain so that you can see the world, not so the world can see you. Following this advice will enable you to answer the two questions I posed to you in the beginning. What are you going to do to build on the accomplishments you have made these past 4 years? And how will you implement the concepts of respect, excellence, accountability, and leadership to make the world a better place? All said and done, as a class of students, you're a wonderful group of young people that has excelled, and we are all very proud of you. Thank you. And now we'll move on to the fun part, the awards portion of the ceremony. The awards and young people I'm about to introduce to you are just some examples of students who are already proving what I believe is true about all of you as a group. Please listen carefully while I announce some of the award winners in this class of students. The graduates who are recipients of various scholarships and awards are listed in your program. As you review that information, I think a little history of past senior class scholarship awards is in order. Some of this was reviewed. In 2007, the seniors earned $2.2 million in scholarships. In 2008, $2.1 million. In 2009, $2.2 million. In 2010, $1.9 million. In 2011, it was a good year, it was $4.9 million. In 2012, this is not your celebration. 2012, $2.2 million. The class of 2013 is approaching a phenomenal $6 million in scholarships. Another illustration of just how great of a group you are. Out of all the awards earned this year, there are 3 individual scholarships that deserve special mention. Since the inception of the Ford Scholars Program in 1994, more than 2,000 scholars from the state of Oregon and Siskiyou County, California, have received over $50 million in scholarships to support their education. This year, the Ford Family Foundation selected 255 recipients and will award more than $10 million to college students. Anastasia Popova was selected to be a Ford Scholar. This scholarship will pay 90% of her unmet financial need for college expenses throughout her undergraduate studies. Anastasia is a full IB diploma candidate and has achieved a 3.96 GPA. Anastasia will attend the University of Oregon and major in communications, specializing in public relations and a minor in journalism. Congratulations again. Thomas Simon has received an appointment to the United States Merchant Marine Academy. The Academy is a federal service academy that educates and graduates licensed merchant marine officers of exemplary character who serve America's marine transportation and defense needs in peace and war. Candidates must be nominated to the Academy by a U.S. representative or senator. Academy graduates abide by the motto, Acta non verba, deeds not words, and are leaders that exemplify the concept of service above self. Known for its rigorous academic program, USMMA requires more credit hours for a bachelor's degree than any other federal service academy. Midshipmen who master this demanding curriculum earn a unique combination of credentials and a highly regarded Bachelor of Science degree, a U.S. Coast Guard license, and officers commissioned in the U.S. Armed Forces. For this reason, Academy graduates are highly sought after as officers in the military and the Merchant Marine. Except for some small required fees, the federal government covers 100% of the cost of tuition, room and board, and books. This academy education is estimated to be worth $200,000. Tom attended both the Center for Advanced Learning and participated in engineering classes and Gresham High School, achieving a 3.0 GPA. He has been a competitive swimmer for a total of 7 years. He was a member of both Gresham High School and the Maverick Aquatics. Tom has had a job as an emergency veterinary clinic for the past 4 years. Congratulations. Ryan Jacobs received an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy where he will major in mechanical engineering. Ryan, where are you? Stand up. Candidates must seek a congressional or vice presidential nomination and complete a 10-part application process. The United States Air Force Academy is a world-class university and one of the most selective colleges in the nation. This academy education is estimated to be worth more than $400,000. Above all else, the academy creates leaders who will serve our nation in the United States Air Force. The academy emphasizes character as the basis upon which great leadership depends. The academy values are integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Ryan achieved a 3.96 GPA, taking a full load of IB classes. He participated in swimming and water polo while attending Gresham. He has volunteered more than 1,000 hours with the Multnomah County Search and Rescue. Ryan is also an outstanding competitive marksman. He is a 2-time state champion in rifle shooting among all age divisions. He holds many state, regional, and national records in various rifle shooting categories and participated as a 2012 U.S. Junior Olympian. His outstanding marksman abilities have secured a spot on the U.S. Air Force Academy's shooting team. Congratulations, Ryan. If you are a student that has received a scholarship of any amount, please stand. Congratulations. Center for Advanced Learning in the Academy of Architecture, Construction, and Engineering